Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Million Dollar Media. I'm your host Max Kellerhalls and with me today we have
Kyah Jernigan.
Shelldyn.
And today we are talking about what I pretty much think is going to be the best movie of the summer until, I don't know, Barbie. I don't know. I can't really think of anything else. Oppenheimer, Barbie, which we are going to do.
We are
definitely going to do that.
double feature.
Hell yeah. You got to go.
Why is that a thing? Like,
I
is
think
is it just because they come out on the same
yeah,
day?
they come out on the same day and they're like polar opposite movies.
So that's why people want to like.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, again, we're here to talk about Spider-Verse.
Yeah, okay, no more Oppenheimer.
We'll cut this up.
Wow.
But yeah, the Barbie and Oppenheimer, we're definitely gonna do that. Promise me. I'm also gonna do a solo review of Indiana Jones because I don't think any of you really want me to talk about that.
I never read them.
But yeah, we're gonna get into Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
And yeah, let's just talk quickly about the first one. Perfect. Like literally a perfect film.
Bro,
Yeah.
Sunflower
Yeah.
on repeat
yeah. Actually,
that whole year.
What's Up Danger? Still, I think it's better.
The
I don't
first
know.
Spider-Verse,
Sunflower was just like
Sunflower's a nice
it came
pop
out
song,
at like
but,
the perfect time. Like
Yeah.
you could drive around and just like put it on, and like everybody vibes with it.
You know what? I agree with that, but What's Up Danger helped me through a very tough part of my life.
You know,
Like literally, I was
To
like,
each
I
their own.
walked from, I was like really nervous about something. And I put on the song, and I walked to class, and I felt so much better.
Nah,
Yeah.
that song changed.
It
Yeah.
really did help.
got a therapy song.
Well, I don't know. It's just one of those songs where it's just like take things on. Why not? I listened to the song before the movie, and I was like, oh, I really like the song. And then when it happened in the movie, it was at my favorite part.
Um,
And
Ooh.
I love that scene
mm,
of him just like finally becoming Spider-Man, taking that leap of faith.
yeah.
And the music kicks in at just the right moment. Oh, it's fucking great.
Yeah. That
That's
is-
why I like that song better, because it just hits a very different tone before and after watching the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Spider-Verse when it first came out. I actually watched it like 4 or 5 days before the movie came out.
The new one.
The new one came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, why didn't I like actually make an effort to watch this shit?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm telling you,
why?
man, like, it's a good movie for people who even don't know shit about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It'll give you the basics. Like it
It
literally
does.
gives you the
It
basics
literally does.
multiple
times from like different points of view.
Yeah.
Which, and like, there's so many fun characters. Hell, they got Nicolas fucking Cage
They
as
did.
Spider-Man Noir.
times.
Like, that is perfect casting.
Yeah.
That movie was so good, and I was honestly thinking, like, if they were just to leave it at that movie, perfect. We're gonna get into any more thoughts about the original before we get into the new one?
I loved it. 10 out of 10 story. 10 out of 10
Yeah.
soundtrack.
Really good villain too.
Oh, Kingpin?
Yeah.
Let's not about the money Spider-Man.
I couldn't take him serious.
Nah, for
I
real.
couldn't take him serious.
Bro walked so Miguel O'Hara could run for real.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that. I don't know. Kingpin is like slowly becoming one of my favorite Spider-Man villains, and just
Yeah.
villains in general. Because if you haven't watched the Daredevil TV show,
It's really about the backstory.
well, the Daredevil TV show he's just terrifying.
Yeah.
Like his power, at least in that show, is just the power of blackmail,
Right.
and that's just fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
At least to me. But like in the
Wow.
movie in Spider-Verse, he's just a physically imposing threat.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's not all about the money to him.
Bro
He will
is a
do
f-
anything.
He is a fridge, bro.
I know. Dude, that movie. I love the design of that character because have you seen like people try to make the skeleton of that character? It's wild. Like his shoulders are like by his
Shoulder,
ears.
like, yeah.
It's
I have
wild.
not seen that.
I don't know.
actually.
I love just the bizarre nature of how they drew that character.
It's
Yeah.
It's really funny.
like there was a point where there was like a frame where I'm pretty sure he like took up the whole
Yeah,
screen.
yeah. Literally, it's just black and then his head, with maybe like a white line to imply like a collar.
It's fucking
It's
crusty ass face,
hilarious.
bro.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
and just the memes that come out of it, of like him slamming on the ground. That shit makes me laugh every time I see it
Yeah.
because of just how dark that moment is in the movie. Or like,
And how funny
Kill
the
that guy.
anime. Both movies are like meme worthy.
oh yeah, the
Oh,
first one
yeah.
had some great memes. It had the one of like. It's Peter Parker Spider-Man putting his like fingers underneath his chin and then Miles copying him, and people have been like my dad working on something and me holding the flashlight. That
Have
one,
you seen the one like with Uncle Aaron? Like the hey, the
yeah.
shoulder to bro. That should be.
Like the moment when like he's like going up to Gwen for the first time and just like, oh my god, a girl.
This is in slow mo and shit.
Yeah, dude, and the sweat, and he's just like, why am I going in slow mo? I was like, bro, I've been there.
He auto sticks or whatever. That's just funny.
Yeah, no, and also the part where like he's like sweating profusely, and you just get word bubbles and shit, and then it's just like, I wonder if they know. Everyone knows. Had me laughing because I was like, I know that feeling,
Anxiety
bro.
to a T.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it really did prove like anyone can wear the mask. And I saw the movie with like some nieces and nephews of mine, so they got to see like Spider-Gwen and like a girl Spider-Man actually like do some shit, actually be really cool and like badass.
Yeah.
And then my little nephew got like fucking. He got the original Peter Parker, Miles, and then he also had like Spider-Noir and so many other really cool characters. Yeah, Peter B is my
Peter
Spider-Man.
B.
He's just like me for real.
Just like me for real.
The first movie, not the second one.
Yeah, where he's like fucking
Depressed,
stuffing a hamburger down his throat. Like,
yeah, dude put his two
no
fingers
bite.
in his mouth.
Yeah, just like, you gonna eat that, bro?
Chill
out.
It's fucking crazy.
Is that all we're gonna talk about the first one for now?
Yeah.
Because I feel like, I don't know. I feel like this is definitely a movie. The new one, Across the Spider-Verse, is you definitely need to see the first one.
Yeah.
There's no way you'll get anything going on if you haven't seen the first one.
The first one literally leads into the second one because the fucking spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers yet. Well, let's just talk main stuff first. Like, let's just talk about like basic stuff we liked, and then we'll talk more about story later.
I don't know if what I was about to say is a spoiler.
I'll say this, like,
how you not know if it's a spoiler?
Like for me, like, what I liked is that the movie kind of has two main characters.
Yeah.
With both Miles and Gwen.
That art style, though.
Oh, Gwen. Oh my. Okay, are we just gonna talk about animation?
Yeah,
like,
I mean that's what I thought you were talking about, but like before we do spoilers.
I was just talking about like just the fact I really liked that the movie managed to balance two main characters in a really smart way.
Who's the other main character?
Gwen and Miles. One gets an arc, and the other one does get something at the end of the movie. But like, I really like the arc of one particular character. I think this is not a spoiler because I think people should know this going into this. This is a part one. And I know we're very late to the game on this review, but just in case you haven't seen it, this is a part one to a part two.
We are pretty late to the game.
Yeah.
How long ago do we actually see this?
Weeks. But no, it's a part one of a part two. So go into the movie knowing that you're not going to get the full story. But at least what I liked about it is they did give you an arc for one of your main characters.
Right.
And honestly, like, and I'm actually happy that in a big budget movie, we're getting like actual cute, like, love stories again. Yeah. Romantic subplots. Yeah. Because for me, like, that's a thing of movies that I feel like we're slowly starting to get away from that kind of makes them very fun. Mm-hmm. In that, like, oh, well, okay, if all of your main characters are just gonna hate each other and just be like just friends, right? Yeah, it's not that fun.
And I didn't realize that until like after a while. I saw this movie and I was like, I kind of missed that.
Yeah, and then especially because like the two characters, Miles and Gwen, they're cute together. Yeah, their chemistry is really good. And by the way, have you seen any of the behind the scenes like interviews stuff for with Shameik Moore and Haley Steinfeld? Bro is trying to rizz up.
Damn.
Is he really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's hilarious because he's trying to do like someone pointed out, bro, this man's really trying to be like the Tom Holland Zendaya thing. Ugh. It's really funny because he'll be like, oh yeah, I mean it's really easy when I'm talking to like Haley here. I'm like, cute, but chill.
Cut it out.
Chill out on
this.
Because she's like, Ooh. And I was like, I know that look, dude. Stop.
Say, bro. Let me tell you
stop
right
now before it's ruined. But like the characters themselves are really like, I don't know. I also never noticed this, but I like in the design of Gwen. She's got the two front teeth have a really big split in the middle. Yeah, it's really cute. It is. I never noticed that in the first one. Detail. Yeah, it's just like she's like that little. She is literally unlike. I mean, Mary Jane is meant to be the girl next door character. Really? But I kind of like they gave Gwen that girl next door kind of attitude for this. Oh, actually, I shouldn't say that because she's very punk.
Yeah, like
at least with the tooth.
Like the vibe is there, but like the attitude. Like,
the attitude is not it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though I fucking love the attitude.
I don't
Like
I don't
her
like what she
world
calls,
is
like,
best.
huh?
Her world.
Oh yeah,
Her
no,
universe
the
is
art style
awesome.
of this is amazing.
Crazy.
I found out what it was supposed to resemble. It's supposed to be a mood ring.
What?
Really?
Yeah, the artists, the directors, and the animation team intended the world of Gwen to be more like a mood ring.
Really?
So, like, depending what view of the character you're seeing, you'll see the world start to change.
Wow.
You know what? You're right.
And like I remember watching it in the theater, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I feel like I'm watching like a really like art house film in a big budget action adventure movie.
Now I want to see it again.
Yeah,
just
I really
want
to
just
see it
talking
again.
about it.
Let's move on from Gwen. Miles, I think this is like a really strong Miles story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they do some stuff that we will definitely get into spoilers, which I thought were really brave with his story. And like, oh, that's a really interesting way to take this character.
Yeah.
And like, oh, you're going to go there with it? Okay.
You know?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, I think you mentioned this earlier, but Miguel, the most based Spider-Man I've ever seen.
Bruh. Hey,
So,
this
like,
is...
At
Now
the
his
same
theme
time,
song is lit though.
I get him.
That shit. Like Miguel in the comics, he is like he's a good guy, but he's not a funny Spider-Man. He's just a very like serious Spider-Man.
Like, get your business kind of.
Yeah, but this movie really took that to the next fucking level.
Yeah.
And I was like, I like this. I like that they're like, no, this is the version of the character we're gonna take it to.
Nah, it's a nice contrast.
Yeah.
Between everybody else, and he's just like,
I
oh,
love that man's ass.
Okay.
It's a man's ass.
Okay.
It makes me very worried that I'm cosplaying as this.
Don't be
Just
like,
be
where's
I
your
want my
ass?
fantasy.
It's like, yeah, it's Miguel. Turn around.
Oh, it's you.
Man, this ain't Miguel.
You're not
this,
Mexican. You're just Irish.
This is Hank Hill. Fuck.
Okay, I know we talked. I'm so lost. Okay, we talked about Miguel. Let's talk about the other villain, who pretty much is the main villain of the movie, the Spot.
Cool.
Which is hilarious to me because the Spot is a character in the comics that was just a joke.
He's so derpy.
Yeah,
I like it when like they make the villains have somewhat of like a comedic relief at some point. Like if they're just serious the whole fucking time, I'm like, all right. This
we also kind of get where he's coming from at a point
That's
where you're
fair,
like, this Spider-Man ruined his life.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's his skin. And, like, there's
Yeah.
nothing about him that he can go back to being a regular person. So I kind of get why he goes to such drastic lengths in the movie.
When he
Yeah.
like, I have to do crime,
Yeah, like, I
That's
have
it.
to do crime to make a living. Or, like,
Yeah.
live. I'm like, shit.
but he don't need to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how he eats.
I have
but
not seen this man with a sandwich once. You talking about I need to survive? What?
I don't know. I thought he was a very fun villain. It's also really funny because knowing what your favorite movie is, it's the same villain. Same villain in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is
Really?
Are
is
you
the nerdy dweeby guy at the very end of the movie.
Bro.
That's the same
Gideon?
villain. Yeah, Gideon is.
Dead ass.
Hell
Yeah.
no.
It's the same guy.
Oh my
Wow.
god! I didn't know. I didn't even
Perfect
fucking catch on to
casting.
that shit.
Hmm?
Perfect casting.
Oh yeah, perfect casting.
Perfect casting. All across the board.
Yeah, I agree. Like
All across the board.
I think he's really good. Oscar Isaac as Miguel O'Hara is really good.
Really
That
good.
man is terrifying as Miguel.
Yeah.
Just how like just fucking rageful he's like.
I don't know if you ever seen like the TikToks where like
Maybe.
like the ones with like Peter B like lording his like daughter around her and like she's
daughter?
like yeah.
Spoiler.
No, but like there's this one where like the kid is like climbing on Miguel and like they're like he's like moving his arm around so like she can crawl.
Mm-hmm.
And, like that was like one of those like things that you don't see in the movie that people
It's subtle.
yeah, and, like
Yeah.
it's like oh he does have like a soft side.
He's a anti-hero in a way.
Yeah.
Where he's like, I have to do what people do not want me to do in order for everybody to live happy.
Going
Yeah.
to villainous lengths.
Yeah,
for
like-
the greater good.
If people have to die, people have to die.
Yeah.
We're going to move into spoilers, so now we're going to talk about more characters that we liked. So how about we let's talk about characters that aren't really featured that much in the trailer. So I kind of want to talk about Spider-Man India real quick.
What was
He
his
was
name?
real
Chai
Paviter
tea.
Prabhakar. I remember when that name came up, I heard you in the theater just go, Be for real. Because you were
Nah,
just
there was something like
It was something
like
kind
some-
of like Peter Parker. That's the idea.
Let me check
it
it.
was like Petrie.
No, Paviter
Let me check it.
Prabhakar, I think. And if I'm
something.
wrong, please roast me in the comments.
Nah,
But-
it was like, bro.
I found that really funny, just how clever they found a way to make it like a Peter Parker kind of thing.
But Indian.
It's-
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's like Petra.
I don't
Name here.
name.
Name here.
You try.
Yeah, I think it's Paviter. But either
Yeah.
way, it's the same actor from Deadpool, the Indian cab driver. It's that guy.
Oh my god! Are you
Yeah.
fucking serious?
Yeah, which is really cool because like
Wow.
he was just like they hired him to like be like a cultural representative, just try to like bring in some influence and like some jokes, and they were like, "Why don't you just voice the character?" And he was like,
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
"Why not?"
Yeah.
Shit.
Like the other, I'm just gonna, and everything else, he's just like the dweeby Indian guy, but in this, he's
Wow.
like fucking
Fuck Spider-Man.
Fucking
One
Spider-Man.
of the best Spider-Man.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh fuck yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bro.
He's also like the
Yeah.
Spider-Man that's actually kind of successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's got a girlfriend already.
Yeah.
Very smart, handsome, all that shit. Like
He's
really
great
cool.
hair.
yeah, gray hair.
Right here.
I love the design because if you look up the design of Spider-Man India in the comics, it's not really that special.
Yeah.
It's basically the Spider-Man top with a
Aladdin bottom.
with a Latin bottom and then white pants.
Yeah.
But I love the design of this one. It's so bright and colorful and like it's unique.
And like just the design.
Huh?
And just like the design of it. Like
Oh,
some
the
of
world?
Design of it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, of the world, but I'm just talking about the spider suit.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant.
I've
Oh,
seen
yeah.
videos of like people viewing this in like actual India and like
Oh,
cheering
they
when he
fucking
came on screen.
love it.
Yeah,
Bro.
like they went nuts.
So the music is
I
really
would
good.
too.
Just the
Bro.
way it was represented,
Bro,
it made
the
me
fact
so happy.
The fact that they actually made a joke in the movie about like this is the traffic, this is what the traffic is, this is what the traffic is, and this is where the Brits steal our stuff. And the fact that that in all universes is real is kind of fucked up, but really funny.
Nah.
But I love Mumbattan. I love the design of the world. Like
Love it.
it's apparently based off like early like Indian comics.
Huh.
Like the Indian comic industry has a very particular style, and they were trying to go for that. Which I'm like, where it's very like bright and colorful in a different kind of way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was really freaking cool. I don't know. He was just really cool, and like
Really
I will say, no, I'm doing a little bit of research on like his character in the comic. His Uncle Ben is Uncle Beam. It's Bhim.
Uncle Beam.
Yeah, it's like the little stuff like that's really
Nah,
funny.
it's definitely written very like
I think
clever.
his Auntie Maya.
really.
Wow.
Yeah, Auntie Maya or something like that. It's really funny how clever you could get with just like changing little bits of each Spider-Man
Slight
story.
change,
to
yeah.
make it like culturally specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the one that like is a bit unique is definitely Hobie.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you guys know this, but Hobie Brown in the comics is the first Prowler in the mainline Spider-Man universe.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
I think I read that somewhere.
yeah. So the fact that it's just one of those things. So like when they were coming up with like this idea for a Spider-Punk with a different universe, they were like, why don't we just make him a Prowler? Like Hobie just steals the show.
Yeah, low key.
I remember like the
The
first
amount of
couple
edits, bro.
The
The amount of edits I've seen on TikTok, I'm like,
oh
bro.
yeah. No, what's really funny is again watching the movie in the theater, and then we get to the point where we get introduced to him. You were getting so annoyed by him.
You were pissed.
You were.
Bro,
You're like,
pissed
man,
you
shut
off."
up.
I wasn't pissed.
Yeah, you were.
They making it like I'm not an angry guy, but like he comes off as a pompous dickhead.
Oh yeah.
Until like he like that's kind of like the thing of like 80s punk rock. It's just
Oh,
like
yeah.
I
That's
don't
what
give
it
a fuck
was.
about anything, and
I
especially
hate
not
AM,
you.
I hate the PM.
Yeah, and so like
laugh
at
at
first
it.
I'm just like, all right, he's just gonna be a dick, but like he kind of like inches his way into like my good graces.
Yeah, yeah.
By the end of
And
the movie, I'm like, all right, you're a writer.
he's
Yeah.
not an evil person.
No.
Yeah, no, he's just kind of
He just like your viewpoint is through Miles' eyes, and he sees this other guy who is like more like what Gwen might like,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
he's a rock star, black.
What?
Well, I mean, like, think of it,
Miles
like
is black.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he's just like a cooler version of Miles in his eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I was going
So
with.
you're
that.
either cool under the net.
Yeah.
I was in school the whole
This is cool.
Nah,
Yo,
the best-
Daniel Kaluuya fucking nails that
The
role.
best line for me me was when at one point he's like, I don't believe in groups, and then like when they're fighting the one guy, yeah, he said something, and then
I don't believe in comedy.
And then Miles was like, I thought you were in a band, and then Hope's like, I don't believe in consistency.
Yeah. No, his animation style is my favorite.
So cool.
Yeah,
So
I
accurate.
love the Sex Pistol style.
If you look at the comics too, it's also really
Yeah.
good style.
Those comics are wild too.
But it's more just like they also like made, like same with like Spider-Man India. They've like upped the ante on like the design because like in the like comics, it's really just like a Spider-Man suit and he has spikes on his head.
Yeah, like
spikes and
a
a jean jacket kind of shit.
Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah,
I think
he's
it's
got a
like
jean
I think
jacket.
it's like blue in the comics and it's black in the.
I gotta look up references here on screen.
Yeah.
It's blue.
I remember
I
hearing about
think so,
Spider-Punk for
yeah.
the first time in the Spider-Man 2018 game. Like, it was a DLC character you can play as.
Oh, shit.
Like, you can buy the skin and play as Spider-Punk, and you get special powers. And I was like, that's a thing? And then when the movie came out, I was like, okay, we'll see what the Spider-Punk's all about. And then I was like, oh, this is great.
You know what my favorite thing about Spider-Punk is?
Huh.
He's black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, I
Yeah.
love how they did that, because if you really, really, like, are about, like, that culture, like I was, like, there are no black people. And when there is, racism is off the charts.
Mhm.
Like punks are, like, not all of them, but the deeper you go, it does get racist.
Oh, I bet.
So I like how it's, like, he's the face
Of, like,
for
the
that-
punk scene
for
right
the
now.
punk scene, because like that's what it is. That's what it wasn't before, like back in the
Well,
80s. But now it is.
From what I...
There's a
from what
lot of
I've-
black people in punk. No.
Well,
It's-
this is what I found out about the character going in, because I saw an interview with the directors and why they specifically designed Spider-Punk this way and why they casted it this way. One, because in the comics he's also black. They looked into like the culture surrounding like the punk scene, and they were like, okay, where did it start? I think it was like Camden and Britain, I think.
Yeah.
And it was a huge black scene in Britain, and it was definitely all about like it was this really punk early days of punk. And they found Daniel Kaluuya. One, he's a fucking great actor. The guy from Get Out.
Yeah.
And Us, if you have... not Us.
Nope.
Nope, thank you. My bad.
No,
And he's great in Nope. But,
and his accent is the same.
yeah, he didn't
Yeah.
have to change his accent because he's from Camden.
Yeah.
So they were just like, oh shit, sweet. We could just be you. I don't know,
Even though it did originate from black people,
Yeah.
it will never get that recognition unless people talk about it. And the way that
Mm.
it was talked about on such a level as Spider-Verse is just like...
I
for
also
y'all.
fucking love
Real.
that from like in the same scene, he'll be animated in so many different
Yeah.
ways.
No, that
Like I
shit's
found
wild.
out that there's different parts of his body that are animated at different frame rates, which is insane
Yeah.
on how like. And we'll get into like the animators later because there's
Yeah.
definitely stuff to talk about. But the
Yeah.
fact that like apparently it took like 3 years to animate just his stuff.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And that apparently in the next movie they're gonna go more into that world. I'm like,
wow.
these animators are gonna fucking kill themselves.
Wow.
Yeah, nah,
Are you
them-
fucking serious?
Who's ever making One Punch Man season 3? And
Spider-Verse.
no, I was gonna say One Piece. Wait, no, it's the Bleach 1,000-Year War.
Really?
Yeah.
Them niggas are dying, bro. They're all like, just like, why?
I hate my life.
Now I know that check gonna be fat though.
Oh yeah,
It's gotta be.
but is it worth it?
But is it?
I don't know.
If you like animating
I
like
feel
that,
like if you had a shirt that said "I animated on Spider-Verse," you're getting a job.
Yeah.
yeah.
You're getting a job from now on. I mean,
Yeah.
should we just talk about it now?
Yeah.
Okay, so the story has come out recently that a bunch of animators on this newest movie went through very grueling work conditions. So they had 7-day weeks where they worked 11 hours out of the day on this stuff because now I do have to point out that this is not the entire animation team. This is a very select group of people. Some other animators have come out and said like, yes, we understood that there was this grueling work. There was a lot of crunch time.
Yeah.
However, we also did enjoy most of it. And like we did want to make the best possible movie out of this. And apparently, from what I've heard, which is kind of scaring me, because at the moment of recording this, the part 2 to this movie is supposed to come out of March 2024.
Damn.
However, they have not they've started it, but not by much.
Ugh.
Which scares me because, like, that in stories like this has to be it. Like, this is it. You got to really put all of your A-game material into this.
Yeah.
And the fact that they really haven't started animating it, I'm afraid that movie's not going to hit its release date. I think what they were originally supposed to do is, like, animate both movies at the same time.
Yeah.
But I don't think that happened.
No.
Which
I mean, they were probably spending it on the first part.
Yeah.
I know, but sometimes there's two different ways you could do a part 1, part 2. You can only do part 1 and see how it does, and if people like it, we'll do this part 2. But if people don't, we're not doing part 2.
Uh-huh.
But for this, if they knew they were doing both parts,
I mean, everybody would have wanted the part 2 either way.
I know. But I understand why they had to do part 1, part 2, because you cannot have a movie be 5 hours long.
It would have been over 3 hours.
No, it would have been over 5 hours if they kept this story the same way. I feel like I do not want them to change a single thing about this story because this movie is very integral.
I would have been there for the 5 hours. So
I mean, yeah, I'm definitely I'll marathon all 3.
I fucking bring a sleeping bag.
But in a
theater, like when you watch it come out, like that's when you're gonna be like, well, I'm kind of glad they split it up because now I've had this anticipation.
Now,
for
I'm a Star Wars fan.
Yeah,
obviously, and I would not have wanted to go from Empire Strikes Back to Return of the Jedi right off the bat. I would have let me breathe, damn it.
Yeah.
Now, let's just get into what we find out that was a really brave story decision that I thought of, and that came out in this movie is that Miles was never supposed to be Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said you're the original. And
so what? Yeah. When Kingpin was messing with the multiverse, they accidentally brought a spider from Universe 42 into this universe, which upon watching the first movie, I always thought that was just a sly little reference to like Jackie Robinson and such. Like he's number 42. 42 has a very big number and meaning in Black culture.
Yeah.
Okay, you can. I'm just saying that. I'm just gonna say that.
Black culture.
Okay. I don't want to be the guy who's like, yeah, I know, but like that's what I thought it was a reference to. And then when this movie came out, it was like, oh no, they planted that really well.
Yeah, that don't mean shit.
Yeah, I was like,
there's
holy
like 50
shit.
fucking 100 of them around here.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Crawling about.
I thought that was really like, holy shit, they knew that what they were doing the entire time.
Yeah.
Which is like, after 4 years of just knowing like, oh yeah, that first movie's so good. And then like this, I'm like, holy shit, you just made it so much better. And then going into like the subtle differences in like the first time both Spider-Men meet in that movie.
Uh-huh.
And then knowing what happens in this movie, holy shit, that is such a fucking clever detail.
Oh my god.
And like, even like the color change.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Well, we got to kind of talk about what that means.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, that's why Miguel is like just fucking hates Miles.
Yeah.
I mean, he's supposed to be a villain. Like that's.
Well, Miguel?
No, Miles originally was supposed to be a villain.
We'll get into that in a minute. We'll get into that.
Oh, okay.
But I just want to talk about lead up to that real quick.
All right.
So Miguel is basically on the hunt for. Well, at first he's just like, okay, we're just gonna let Miles. Don't incorporate him at all. Like the more he does, the more he's gonna fuck it up for everything. And so Miles eventually does start fucking things up. Not intentionally. He's just doing it out of the kindness of his heart. Of like, no, I'm Spider-Man. I save people. That's what Spider-Man's supposed to do. We're supposed to save people, no matter what the cost is.
Yeah.
And when you see what happens when you mess with a canon event, which, if we're to talk about memes real quick, my favorite fucking thing to come out of this film.
Best meme.
I've talked with another friend of mine, and we both agreed that it is what it is. People have just slowly become, it's a canon event.
That
And I fucking love that.
Same ideology.
It's my favorite thing, and I'm like, and it helps. Like, bro, it's just a canon event.
Yep.
Like, I love that people, I don't know, as a nerd at heart, that just makes me so happy.
That people just adopt language like that.
No,
yeah.
literally, that makes me so happy because as a kid, like, when you get made fun of for this shit.
Yeah.
Now everybody is like,
And now everybody's adopting it. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
I love Spider-Man. Meanwhile, they don't know shit about Spider-Man.
exactly. I was just like, that's how I felt. Like, yeah, this stuff was always cool. People make fun of me for fucking Avatar.
Really?
Bro, it's not even like an anime. Is it?
I know, but like, and it's a good fucking show too. So like,
Yeah.
call me
people-
like tits.
Dragon
Yeah.
Ball Z was like the fucking
No, you get made
target
fun
on
of.
your fucking back.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't watch Naruto, but I knew some kids that also watch Naruto and get made fun of.
Another target.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Making jutsus in a corner.
running, Naruto running and shit. That's the ones where I'm
Nah.
like, you can bully those kids.
Yeah, those
You-
kids,
you can
yeah.
get those.
It's the difference between just watching anime and being a weeb, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And like you just get lumped in with them. That shit was so ass, bro. There were people who wore tails at my high school, bro. That shit
Did you
was-
ever
We're not gonna
see
get into
ones that like didn't have the clip? I did.
That's why I didn't want to
like
get
the,
into this,
like the
Kyah.
plugs.
There was a girl that used to walk around, and we used to be like, "Oh, that's so cute. She got a little tail on." One day, we looked at it closer. No clip. We was pissed. Whole day ruined. Everybody mad.
She had it. She was walking around school
Mm-hmm.
with the
Mm-hmm.
in the. Oh
Just
no!
walking to class.
Oh,
Yup.
Oh,
Sit down with it and everything.
third period is going crazy.
Mhm.
That's yeah.
Terrible.
Next,
Terrible.
what we talking about next?
Felonious.
Yeah, that's
Kyah, shut up.
that's so dubious, bro.
Felonious.
I don't even know where it was. Oh, canon events.
Canon events.
Bro.
Uh,
No,
That was the canon event.
No, it wasn't.
No, hell no.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. Everybody gets one.
No, those are funny. But yeah, just and leads to a big ass chase where there you see a bunch of different cameos of different Spider-Men.
Yeah.
The one that me and Nile cheered for was Spectacular Spider-Man because that show is fucking rad.
Mine was Metro Boomin.
Metro
That's right.
Boomin,
Did you
make it
see the
Oh,
video of
boom.
him in the?
We'll talk about the soundtrack
Did
a
you
bit.
see the video of him in the theater watching himself like react to his
Oh,
Spider-Man?
yeah.
It was
Oh,
so
yeah.
cute. I was so fucking happy. Like,
I didn't know that was Metro Boomin because I was
Yeah.
like, "What version of Spider-Man is this?" Because I've
Oh,
never seen
shit.
this one before.
Not a lot of people know what
made
Metro
the-
Boomin
like,
look like.
damn near he made like a good chunk in the movie what the movie was. So
I know.
I'll be
Yeah.
damned if he ain't in
We'll
the
get
movie.
into it in a minute. Hold up.
He
Hold.
made that album, bro.
I know. Hold.
That shit.
All right, fuck it. Let's just talk about the music.
That shit crazy.
All right, we'll come back to the story and why we like it again. But yeah, holy shit, the music in this movie.
Like,
Like, there's no Sunflower or What's Up Danger in my opinion, but it's still really fucking good.
which song are y'all listening to the most?
Self-love.
Nonviolent
Of
communication.
course you are. I am listening to that bitch. Bro, that shit
No,
go crazy.
I really
bro.
like. I listen to
At
that
3
song
a.m.?
too. Oh yeah. No, in the car.
Yeah, mine
It's-
is probably Home.
Yeah,
Really?
that was a good one.
Bro, Home, fuck. Bro.
Okay. No, I agree.
Or that or Danger.
Yeah.
I like nonviolent communication is my favorite. It's
Okay.
just a very like nice little song.
Right.
I like I Am Dreaming. It's not my favorite. It's a very different song to end the movie off of.
Yeah.
But I also like Annihilate just because that scene in the movie just has a really cool feel to it.
Yeah.
But,
Holland's also up there.
Oh, you know what my favorite song is? It's not on the Metro Boomin soundtrack.
What is it?
Mona Lisa by oh fuck, what's his name?
Let me check.
But that song is so fucking good. It's the song
Dominic
where that.
Fike.
Thank you.
Mhm.
It's the
Mm.
song where Miles and Gwen are swinging through the city after they haven't seen each other for a while.
We might have to play that later.
It's a good fucking song. I remember
We
listening.
gotta play that in the car. I don't think I heard that one.
Really,
Yeah, it's
We will,
really
but-
good.
it's really fucking good. Like I remember listening to that in the theater. I was just like, oh, okay.
Shit. Nah.
No, there were some moments in the
Tell me
theater.
why the whole our whole group was just like
Bopping.
just going crazy, bro.
Oh, you can't see this, but I'm bopping my head back and forth.
Yeah, just put a GIF.
Yeah, the cat, just the.
Yeah. Oh my god.
No, that the song, the soundtrack is really good. Also, have to point out, the score and the music, just like not to the songs, but the music in general by Daniel Pemberton, really fucking good.
Yeah.
Like he's the guy who came up with the Spider-Man 2099. He did that. I love the Gwen music at the beginning of the movie, including like the self-love.
Like the drums and shit?
The drums are so good.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, special guest Nile.
Hello, everybody. Man, it's so hard. There's like 3 songs. Actually, no, there's one. Guess who's back by our opinion?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that was
Yeah.
that was a good
Yeah.
intro to Miles's.
That's
universe.
great.
That was,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
a good intro.
We're about to get into the ending spoiler bits about post what is revealed about Miles.
Okay.
So glad you're here for this part.
I'm glad I'm here for this part. I made it to one of the best parts of my movie.
Where do you want to go to now? Because
I think we're talking about like the end of the movie.
Yeah,
now.
I was gonna say like what
So-
did we cover yet?
So
what part did you get to?
So we talked about him being like he's an anomaly. Like
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
is
like he's the original anomaly.
Yeah.
yeah, he is the original anomaly. Everything kind of spun out from him, and everything went out of control. And if he wasn't there, his Peter Parker would have lived, which that's kind of fucked to think about.
Yeah,
It's
no,
kind of
I
crazy
thought,
how
you,
that
you know what?
happens.
You know what?
Also, like Miguel whispering that shit in his ear, like you were never meant to be. Like,
Oh,
bro,
Yeah, like
chill.
it's a child. That's a child, bro.
Also, yeah,
This
like,
man was just trying to destroy his soul.
Yeah.
no, like
Chill.
don't get me wrong. Like Miles has grown up, but he's 15 years old. He's far from an adult.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I know.
he's not a
Grown man
kid, but
barking
he's not an
at-
adult.
Yeah,
either.
that will fuck
Like-
you up.
like teens forget like that. Either think they're kids or adults.
Yeah.
They always
Oh, yeah.
forget like the middle ground.
Yeah.
So like
Like they have some responsibilities, but not all responsibilities. But when you're Spider-Man, you literally have all
so-
responsibility.
Exactly.
And at the same time, like you can, even though Miguel was kind of going a little fucking crazy, you can see where he's trying to come from because they're gonna.
I think
do
he did it the
anything.
worst
No,
way
like,
possible.
But like
But
he
yeah,
had to
I
do
love-
it some way to the
I-
point
I-
where it would like
I love
stick.
how freaking Miguel like just turned around from when we first saw him to the end. So
Yeah.
just getting frustrated.
right because he was so calm, he was so chill at first, and then at the end he basically
Pissed.
he was pissed. He seemed like he was gonna go feral. I
Oh,
was like,
He did.
no, he
Like,
He literally slammed this motherfucker into the train.
Yeah,
no,
no,
like
that
I'm
was
talking
different,
about when he
bro.
tried to open up the goddamn.
Oh,
the whole
yeah.
thing. Like that was scary. Like you saw Peter turn around, he was like, "This nigga's crazy." He's like,
Yeah, I
"No,
do.
someone get this
No, it
nigga."
was really funny just seeing like Peter look at Gwen like,
He was like, "Someone." I was like, "You gonna stop that?
Is
I'm
he
not."
good?
yeah, is he good?
You gonna talk to him?
Yeah, he wanted.
No, yeah, I ain't gonna be the one to hold his hand.
No, I think like Peter never helped in this at all, especially with the no daughter,
No,
No,
it,
which
No
is
daughter.
crazy.
No,
Like him just like, oh yeah, here's my daughter.
Yeah.
You brought up him like trying to pull apart the go home machine thing.
dude,
That was wild.
It was a little scary,
I
but-
love the comparison.
Is that
they showed
Spider-Man
from
machine?
both sides.
Is that a Spider-Man of its own?
I don't think so. I
Okay.
think it's
No,
literally
I don't
just
think it
like
is. I
oh,
think
we're all
it's just-
spider themed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's just a spider themed machine,
Okay.
which I thought was really cool, and the
Mhm.
name was perfect. Go home
The
machine.
go home machine, perfect.
The go home machine.
I love in both movies they just have really funny names for all these like
all these
MacGuffins,
gadgets.
goobers, gizmos,
Goobers,
go home
gizmos.
machine.
Go home
Love
machine.
No, I think
Simplistic.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it.
I'm a simple guy, so I love these movies. Like these are, it can't get any better than this. For me.
They're very self-explanatory.
Self-explanatory and straight to the point.
Yeah. So Miles goes home, and he's rushing back to his house. And by the way, that entire scene of him rushing back to his house, I love the visuals. Just want to point that out. But that was just awesome.
No, that was great.
And then you're like, okay, he's coming back home. Gwen gets forced back into her home. She reconciles with her dad. Another really cool. This is why I say the arc for her in the movie is really good, and that's why I think this movie is a complete movie on its own. When you look at her as the main character of this movie,
Oh yeah.
and then when you get to Miles going home, and you're like, okay, he's home. Something's off.
Mm.
It's like what's gonna happen?
And then when his mom, and then we finally reveals like I'm Spider-Man, and then she's like, "Wait, who's that? Is that one of your Comic-Con things?" Like,
That like oh god.
but first, do we point out what happened in our theater?
or it's just the trend that's been happening in general. So,
I think it's been dying down because people are kind of getting sick of it.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
It's been like a first kind of.
I think
kind
the
of thing.
kid was like one of the last ones to do it.
Yeah,
and
like
make it be funny.
So basically,
Okay.
what happened is like someone through like I saw this through Instagram.
I saw it through TikTok.
There was like a clip in the movie where
He's-
Miles reveals he's Spider-Man to his mom, and then someone like yells out in the background, he's like, "He's black," and like the crowd
Loved
Their
it.
They
fucking
love
mind.
it. They're cheesing,
happened in
they're
our
cheesing in
theater.
the background.
Yeah.
When we
And someone
watched
pulled
it.
and someone pulled it when we went to go see it.
Yeah,
too.
it was so funny.
But it was funny.
But I
was
feel
mad
like-
that I laughed.
If you don't know that, and like some kid tried to pull it off in a theater and no one laughed.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Or they all turned and looked at him.
Yeah.
That shit would be so funny.
Oh, yeah. No, I was
and
like,
they were just like, get his ass out
Get
of
his
here.
ass out.
for me, I don't like people doing that in theaters personally.
thought
I
the
don't mind
one
like
time-
cheering moments when it's like
I
a
thought the
mutual
one
thing.
time it was funny, but like if like
Yeah.
usually in movie theaters, like I don't like that.
Yeah.
Like can we talk about like
What you
seeing
did?
Uncle Aaron again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
seeing him walk
Hey.
through that door
Low
was
key.
I was
That
like, what the
meme-
fuck
And
is
like
that
in
meme
that art
too.
style too, it was like slightly.
I love though.
intimidating.
it was real
The
intimidating,
purple
but like
green
yeah,
style of
Like
this
the-
universe.
like the
Well,
Prowler
I just
styling. I
love
thought that
purple
was
in
great.
general.
That scared me, low.
No, it's
It was scary as fuck.
it's
I
like
was
seeing
what
the
fuck
dead
is he
come back to
doing here?
it's seeing the dead come back to life. I was like, oh. Granted, I already
You mean
knew
Uncle?
at that point, by that point, that he wasn't in his own universe.
Yeah.
But just still seeing him walk through the door, I was like, oh.
Well,
my
think
God.
about it too.
Right.
It's like he died in the first movie, and like he's seen it again. You're through Miles' eyes here, and you're like, oh,
You're like, what
Fuck.
the
Like,
hell?
they didn't take me home.
yeah, yeah.
No,
They're
yeah.
like, I love the moment like when he like glitches out, and he's like, because at first he's like,
I got
oh,
cold.
then he's like, wait.
He's like, oh no.
Yeah. I love the oh fuck moment of it all. Just like the oh shit,
yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
home.
But then going back to the green and purple like coloring,
yeah,
Yeah.
something that I caught up on is when I went to because I was talking to a friend of mine and he was like, I still like the first movie better. So I went back and rewatched the first movie again.
oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And I caught something where when Miles like initially like got bit or whatever, and he like Peter saves his life or whatever before he dies, like, and like it like shows them connecting like their spider senses or whatever.
Yeah, we talked
And
about this a bit.
and
We,
the-
we hinted at it. Yeah,
Oh, did you already?
we hinted at, it, but you could keep going.
Okay, and like so like obviously you can see the color change like for Miles because it's like green and purple at first, but then it turns to red and blue.
Mhm.
Because that was to signify that Miles was originally supposed to become the Prowler.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was a cool
Ah,
thing
yeah,
that I
it's
caught.
very
That's
really
cool.
cool.
That's
No,
really
I
cool.
thought that was so cool thinking
Uh,
about it back now, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my
There's
God,
also a
that
really
was-
cool thing in this movie
that was such
too,
an anomaly.
when the Spot talks about him telling about the spider that came into this universe. When you see that spider go from 42 to this one, you see that it's about to bite a kid with dreads.
Right.
Wow.
It's black and white, so you don't really notice it, but it's just a kid with like the locks on the back. But in first time you watch it, you're like, okay, just a kid.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then when you watch the end of this movie and the twist happens where Miles gets knocked out, he's hung up the same way Peter was in the first movie on the
Yeah.
boxing bag. And then the Prowler comes out of nowhere, but it's not Uncle Aaron. And then you come down and you see that it's Miles as the Prowler.
Wow.
It's Miles from his
Yeah.
from the original Spider's universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
42.
Yeah. So universe.
Also,
42.
one thing I really liked that someone had to point out to me is that when you listen to him say, like, I'm Miles Morales, he has
The accent.
his accent is a thicker Hispanic accent
Yeah,
because he's
'cause-
raised by his mom.
Because
Wow.
he's been raised by his mom. Yeah.
So it's got a bit of a thicker accent there.
I
And
did not notice that.
it, but yeah,
Really?
you hear his
Yeah.
like cadence, it's like it's a bit deeper.
I guess
And
that's
it's
what- I
also
guess
when he
that's
says
what you just gotta
Morales, like you notice like
You
when
know Morales and then Morales.
Morales,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. You can hear little ways that they
it's
accent
something
it.
that you gotta look out for.
It's
You
really,
gotta really
it's
catch it.
really
Yeah.
subtle,
It's
and I
very
really
subtle.
like.
It's something that you either gotta catch.
I
when
caught
you
it as
know
the first time. I was like,
Or
oh.
you
I
gotta-
also
you
love
gotta
the
be
fact
born
that
into
it's
it,
Huey
so.
and Riley from Boondocks.
Literally.
Yeah.
The hairstyles.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
thought that was great.
Someone pointed out, and was like, "Do you not see the difference?"
Now you fucking think, now that you fucking say it,
Yeah.
makes sense.
No, I remember I first caught that after I left the theater. It wasn't until I saw like a clip on YouTube about Boondocks, and I saw Riley and like Huey together, and I was like, wait a minute. And I thought back. I was like, no.
It's also the same
fucking
idea of
shot.
like it's the same design just with different hair.
Yeah, literally. I thought that was crazy.
But no, I can't wait to see what they do more with that. And like, I've thought there's this really cool theory online that in that universe he's still a good guy.
Yeah.
It's just that when he sees like a different Miles there, he's just being protective, and like I can't let this happen. Like he's not a villain. He's just the Prowler is a Spider-Man-ish character in this
Yeah.
universe.
Yeah.
He just acts that.
He's acting in as Spider-Man.
Yeah,
'Cause there's no Spider-Man around.
Like they hint at this thing, the Sinister Six cartel,
Yeah.
and so there are other villains out here. So it's just Uncle Aaron and him fighting crime. That's at least the theory. It's not been proven. But that would actually be really cool because I thought it was kind of weird that like I don't like the idea of in one universe Miles is evil because I don't know. I just feel like that's a weird like message to say that you, in order to become a good person, you have to have this extraordinary thing happen to you. Like I feel like it'd be cooler if like no, in every version Miles is a good person. It's just that in this one he just took a darker angle to it, which I'd be much cooler with than if it's like villain.
Yeah.
Which I don't think they're gonna go because these
like
movies are smartly written.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think they do that.
No, but I hope that it's like he is still a good guy.
I'm sure like once like obviously we don't know because the movie is coming out until March, but
maybe even
later.
Maybe even not.
I wouldn't mind it coming out later. Personally.
Me too. I would
I expect
let
it
him
to
cook.
I expect it to come out like in the holidays of 2024.
Yeah. Oh,
like, that's when I expect it.
That's actually a really
that
good
would
point.
be a really good time.
That'd be really good. Holiday 2024?
That's what I think it is.
Hell yeah.
That's when they usually make these type of animated movies. And that's when they
honestly,
made the first
you
one.
would get a lot of good box office from that too.
You would.
Exactly.
Because this came out early June, so you're still getting that runoff crowd of kids coming out of school.
Yeah.
So you're not getting everybody.
Yeah.
But like
everybody
holiday weekend,
but holiday
Christmas time,
everybody's
free.
Fuck yeah.
Everybody's
Everybody
home
got
from
monies.
school, work.
I don't know what's going to be coming up against it then. Like, I don't know if there's going to be another fucking Avatar during that time, but like... I'm watching Spider-Verse. I don't give a shit about Avatar.
I don't give a shit about anything else that's coming out. I'm watching that.
But yeah, no, this movie is so good. And like, and then
No, it was great.
Gwen has now assembled her own team of spider people. I think they call it like this, like, I don't know. It's a different group of people, and it's everybody that we like. So it's Gwen, Peter B. Parker, Spider-Ham, Spider-Man Noir, Penny Parker, Hobie, Spider-Man India, Puffeater, and then also Spider-Bite, which is Amanda Steinberg.
Yeah.
The one that you...
I love her.
Yeah. Wait, who was the one? I thought you said something about it.
Wait.
Spider-Bite is the black Spider-Girl who's the gamer.
Okay, I was about to say, I couldn't
She's
remember
like
her name.
purple.
Yeah, she's
No,
purple.
I know
yeah.
who she is. I just didn't know.
She's got the buns.
Yeah.
I forgot what her name was.
Yeah.
Or at least in the movie when she's like changing her hairstyles.
Nah,
I thought that was funny.
I think she's cool.
She's like an avatar.
Yeah,
I felt
yeah,
like
yeah.
it was so relatable because I was like,
I'm just eating Fritos.
I was
right
like,
now.
yeah. She's the gamer. She's gamer Spider-Man.
I also like the name Spider-Bite. That's kind of clever.
No, that was clean. That's great.
But no, yeah, I can't wait for this movie. The next movie to come out. Quick thoughts before we end up. I pretty much said everything I wanted to say. I
Beautiful
fucking
movie.
love this movie.
We're
It's probably,
playing
it's definitely,
Soundtrack in the car.
we are.
You're-
It's definitely
Yeah, soundtrack.
gonna be number one until proven otherwise for me.
Yeah.
I can't really see anything else that's coming out this year. Unless Barbie is that fucking good.
Unless Barbie and Oppenheimer are that fucking good.
I'm so
Barbie
scared.
might. I don't know about Oppenheimer.
Better get nominated for something. I don't care what.
It might get right now. If it's not it's definitely gonna win Best Animated Feature. I don't give a
Almost
shit.
Definitely.
Fuck Elemental.
I still haven't seen that yet.
I know.
No one wants.
It's
to
not
see
good.
it. No one wants.
I don't want to fucking see that. I can just play the fucking game.
You ain't freaking lying.
And I don't know what else is coming out animation wise.
Nothing.
That fucking
Not
girl
at all.
Kraken movie. I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit.
No.
But yeah, this is definitely gonna win. But the thing that's gonna be interesting is, could this win Best Picture? Because Beauty and the Beast was nominated when it came out, like the first
Yeah.
one. So it could.
Ooh, that's. Oh,
I'm just gonna leave that in the.
shit.
I'm gonna leave that up to the audience. If you think that this should win Best Picture, I think it has every right to.
Oh
I
yeah.
believe it will. If this one won't, the next
Yeah.
one will.
Next one will.
Definitely.
I'm saying this is the best Spider-Man movie to come out until March 2024 or whenever it
Yeah.
comes out.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if this one's good and they keep up the roll, next one's gonna be heat.
Okay. Yep. All right. We're gonna end it off there.
Bye.
Was she supposed to say her name?
Yeah.
Kyah.
Shelldyn.
Nile.
I've been Max Keller Halls. Thank you for watching $1 Million Media. Goodbye.
Peace.